For those of you that have been in here in person, you've met some of the leaders. Susan's downstairs outside of the doors. I'm Danny. We have our newest leader, Saurabh, who's going to be doing part of the talk today. And Maiken is online on Zoom. So if you're on Zoom, say hi to Maiken. So for our two speakers today, we have JP and Saurabh. If I could get the slides working, we will get over there. There we go. So JP told me he is the world's greatest Jira admin. I can't vouch for that because I've never seen him actually do anything useful, but I can vouch for Saurabh. I have worked with him. He's forgotten more about Jira automation than I'll ever know. So with that, I will turn it over to him to carry on the rest of the presentation. And thank you all for coming out.
Thank you, Danny. So welcome to Atlassian user group for the month of September. And as we all know, we are having this session, or we are having this meeting after COVID. First time we are having the hybrid session, right? In the past, like last few months or even last year, we had a virtual event. So especially thank you for all of you who are able to make it in person. And also thanks to those who are attending remotely. With that, yeah, so we already talked about the two speakers. So let's get started. Yeah, before we get started with cool automation tricks and tips using Jira Automation and using ScriptRunner, I also wanted to inform you about the new event, which is coming next month. So the event name is Canadian Apps Giving, which is similar to Thanksgiving. Yeah. And so this will be a virtual event co-hosted with Canadian ACE leaders, Atlassian community event leaders. And the date and time is 4 p.m. on October 12th, 2022. Okay, so let's get started with Jira Automation. How many of you have already used Jira Automation in your project? Yeah, quite a few of you. Yeah. So I'll cover from the scratch. I'll also cover a bit complex rules, but I'll try to maintain a balance. I'll try to strike a balance so that everyone find it useful. So let's get started. What is Jira Project Automation? So what is an automation? We know that automation is something we want to execute automatically, maybe based on certain condition, maybe based on a trigger, maybe based on a schedule. And whenever required, we can also run it on an ad hoc basis, right? So Jira Automation is a feature or a capability or an add-on which comes with Jira software, which comes with, I mean, it's on all the versions. If you're using data center, if you're using server or cloud, if you're a project admin, you go to project setting and you will see a project automation or an automation option there. So what is a Jira Automation? It's a no-code rule builder that enables customers or it enables users to build if this, then that rule based on certain triggers, certain events. You don't need to do, you don't need to know any programming languages to start scripting your rules. You just need to understand the logic, right? So if this condition, then do this. If that condition, then do this. If I want to enjoy an Italian food, I go to Italian cuisine. If I want to enjoy, say, Indian food, I go to Indian cuisine, right? So if, then else logic. Obviously, it also has some complex scenarios, some complex use cases. So for that, you might need to know a bit more about JSON. But I would say 70%, 80% of the use cases or your automation requirement can be addressed without any programming language, right? So yeah, it simplifies your tasks. It allows you to work smarter. And you can automate your processes, your basic day-to-day work. It can save time. And it can keep your Jira project and your stories and other issue types up to date so that you focus on more important tasks which add value rather than updating the data, right? It has many use cases and we'll cover some of the use cases. So from auto-assigning to automatically creating an issue, assigning an issue, sending an email, sending a web request, automating your, if you have a DevOps pipeline, you can also trigger a web request to any remote application, a container, a virtual machine, and you can have a script running. So it comes with all these use cases, which are endless, and it can start in minutes. I can show you when I do a quick demo. how you can quickly code it and how you can get started in a minute. And as soon as you're done, you save it, you enable it, you publish it, you are ready. Jira Automation, as I said, it's a plug, it's an add-on, or it's a capability which comes with all the Jira projects. And primarily it has three components. So when you click on Jira Project Automation, you will see a trigger, you will see a condition, and you will see an action. We'll talk about all these three components one by one. So what is a trigger? Trigger is something which executes our script, right? So say if I'm creating an automation or building an automation, I need to define a criteria. Hey, I want to trigger something or execute something automatically based on my criteria. Say as soon as issue is created and as soon as I know the priority is high, I want Jira Automation to do something, right? So trigger is important, and you can see there are a number of out of the box trigger which come with Jira Project Automation. So some of the commonly used triggers are issue trigger based on field value change, issue assigned, comment edited, created, deleted. So there are a number of use cases you have. So as per all the options you can define, I mean, you can take a look, you can see if these can address your requirement, which don't require programming language, right? You can just build your trigger here. Condition. So after I build my trigger, so I want to do something as soon as the issue is created or as soon as the story is created, for example. But I don't want to do it for all the stories, right? I have a specific criteria. I want the issue to be triggered only when, for example, the story is assigned to Saurabh, story is assigned to me, right? So here you can specify your condition. So we can specify conditions that must be met for the rule to execute. For example, the rule will escalate an issue if it is high priority, right? So we have a number of out of the box options, right? You can put your if else block, you can put your issue field condition based on attachment, based on GQL condition, based on related issue condition as well. So if I'm doing something on my story and based on my criteria, I want some action to happen in my parent story, right? So parent of my story, that is Epic. So that also you can do using this condition. And this is the most important action. So based on my trigger, based on my condition, what do I need to do? I want to take some action. So I can automatically assign an issue to someone. I can automatically clone the issue, that is create a new story or create a new feature in the same project or a different project. I can automatically comment and I can have Jira Automation to automatically delete. A number of options are available, like you can log your work, you can manage vouchers. If you have a complex requirement, you can even send a REST API call to your external application. Yeah, and this is for your complex use cases. So it also has an option of updating your smart value, right? So smart values allow you to access and manipulate your Jira issue data within Jira, right? So these are some of the examples given. Say if you want to do, so if you want to compare something of about the issue description, you can give within two braces. If my issue description has, say, a keyword, say payments, then I want Jira Automation to do something, right? So you can do your scripting based on smart values as well. And so a number of different types of smart values are available. I just updated here or put here very basic use cases or very basic smart values, but it can be as simple as you want, or it can be as complex as you want, right? We also have a number of support resources available for the smart value. And this session is being recorded. We will also send the deck after this session, so you can take a look. So these are the smart value which you can use to further enhance your automation capabilities. So we now know what is Jira Project Automation, and if you are already using it, and if you find it very basic, so apologies, we can go into the details, which you can find more helpful, right? Now, if we have to say consider some of the use cases, I have some complex requirements or I have some common problems which I need a solution. So let's see what it says, right? So say I work in a scaled agile framework, And when I say scale agile framework, it means it's a complex agile release train. I am managing a team of say, or multiple teams of say 200 members, and say 20 different teams are working together. We have a number of executives, right? So during my PI planning event, the problem I am facing is that many of my teammates are struggling to create Jira issues, stories correctly, right? When I say correctly, it means that Jira issues or Jira story, when we are creating, you need to ensure that a number of different fields, like your labels, like your summary, your description, your fixed version, your component, your linked issue, all these fields are updated correctly. If you're not updating correctly, it will impact your reporting, right? So if you don't have your data right or correct, the data will not show correctly if you're sending your report to your executives or senior management, right? So that's the problem. Even I am facing that problem in my agile release train, where we have a number of teams working together. Every PI, we have more than 50 features, right? And most of the time, my teammates miss to update important fields, as we just discussed. Due to this, dashboard reporting as well as advanced roadmap. So my dashboard, my project plan portfolio is out of sync, right? And the team has to spend, now we need to fix it, right? Now the team, my scrum masters have to spend a lot of time working together with the teammates to get everything fixed, right? Which again, time takes more time, and it's also an overhead, right? Now, how can automation fix my problem? Now, solution to the problem, you can save your time and effort by automating creating your Jira stories, epics, or whatever you want, right? So if you have an epic, for example, and if you want to create a story underneath, you can do it automatically. I will show you when I give a demo, but you can save your time and effort by automating your issue creation. And using project automation, you can also automatically copy different fields as per your requirement, right? So I don't need to worry about um, getting everyone and update the field correctly to fix my redundancy or data inaccuracy later. I can have my automation to take care of it. So yeah, we used it in one of my projects, and we really found it helpful. Let's talk about another problem. Say I'm a Scrum Master and I'm responsible for multiple independent Scrum teams. I have a payments team. I take care of payments team. I also have a reporting team. I take care of reporting team, right? My teams have multiple Jira projects because they're working independently. So they have their own Jira project board and they operate independently, but I'm a common Scrum Master for them. I don't have an effective way to manage, triage, or generate reporting for my incoming feature request or requirements sent by business owners, because I don't have a process in place. So many times my business owners send me the requirement using email, and there are so many emails, there are so many back and forth communication, it get lost. There is no triaging, there is no reporting. It's difficult to track and difficult to prioritize. And I don't have an effective way to interact with my business owners, as email communications are difficult to track, as we discussed, and often lost with time, right? Now, a solution for this, which we implemented in our team, is using service management together with Jira software project, and using automation to connect your Jira service management and your software project. Now, if you had used Jira service management, most of the time we use it for our IT support activity. So say if I'm running a business or I'm supporting some tools, my end users are contacting me for their help, requesting for help, or say some service requests or something like that. But I can also use it in a smart way, that I can use Jira Service Management. I can create a customer portal to capture requirements from my business owners, and then have automation to automatically triage based on any field value, right? So use Jira Service Management to intake your business requirement and ask your business owners to create feature request using simple customer portal form. Use Jira Automation to automatically triage and create linked feature task stories directly in the required Jira project without any manual intervention. And you can create another automation rule to automatically update status comments in Jira Service Management ticket directly from your software project, right? So my business owner submitted a feature request. My automation took care of triaging it and creating new feature or stories in my desired project. And when my team is working on it, when we have completed the development, for example, they're updating their status in their stories which is automatically copied to the Jira service desk ticket, and a communication is automatically being sent to business owners that this is the status or this is complete, or something we need your approval, right? So you can also track it using Jira Automation, your business approvals or your senior management approval. Another problem I just wanted to share with you guys is, say if I am managing a technology and operations team, and we are taking care of, so for example, if I'm managing Jira, right, I'm responsible for Jira in my organization, and during tool upgrade or during implementation or outage, I need to send comms. But the problem I have is that I have thousands of end users, right? Now, many times Outlook Exchange servers have a limitation that you cannot send it to more than 1,000 users, right? So if I have that limitation in my organization, if I have to send it to say 5,000 users, I need to send 5 batches. And imagine if I have to send it multiple times before the outage or before implementation, after implementation, then I have to create 5 batches before, 5 batches after, and then it's completely an overhead. And this also helps using outage. So during outage, I don't want to focus on sending emails for comms. I want automation to take care of it. Well, when I need to spend my time in fixing those things, right, rather than sending communication. So the comms need to be sent before and after activity. So the same email batches need to be repeated multiple times. Now, this is the problem I have. What is the solution? Now, in Jira, I'm sure most of you are, already know about it. We can create user group, right? So we can create Jira user group and or add all application users. This could be a one-time exercise. And then you can create a Jira automation to send mail to that user group, right? So you don't need to worry about copying, pasting, or doing data manipulation or data formatting of all the email IDs multiple times. You create a user group, you add all your users, and have automation to send mail to that user group. And you can also do HTML formatting, right? If you want to change from, if you want to add an attachment or a picture, or if you want to say send something in bold, you can also take, I mean, the Jira project automation takes care of it because it has all the options to configure your email communication. So yeah, send mail to your user group, which will trigger automation rule and which can trigger, and you can also do it manually, right? Once you have set up the automation rule, you have an option to schedule it. Say my implementation starts on Saturday. I want to send a schedule on say Saturday morning or Friday night. So that's how you can also do it manually, automated way, or a schedule. Now there are more Jira automation ideas I wanted to share. This might help you, or this could be some food for thoughts. So more Jira automation ideas. You can use automation to automatically flag blocked stories and manage risk in your project. And I can give a quick demo for this particular use case. You can also automatically change the status of a parent issues based on the status of child issues, and other way around as well. And this is very common problem. So if you are working in a big scale agile framework, every quarter you have to take care of 50 stories, hundreds of epics, hundreds of stories. There is always, or most of the time, there is an out of sync situation, right? So say my stories are marked as complete, but my epics are still in progress and my feature has not yet started, right? I'm just considering a hierarchy of feature to epic, epic to story, story to subtask. You might have some other hierarchy in your teams, in your organization, which I mean, so automation can be set up based on your own hierarchy in your team. But I'm just giving an example that you can do a sync between your parent and child issues, which means your epic feature stories. You can have that data accuracy. You can update your status properly, and this will help in reporting, right? Escalate high priority issues using emails like WebEx team notification. You can also seek and track business approvals using from app custodian senior management. Automate your DevOps pipeline. If you are a developer, if you want to implement some complex use cases, you can also send a REST API call to your VM container or remote application. Automatically send how to documentation URL. So say I'm supporting a business, I'm running an operation, and end users are contacting me for the same thing again and again, right? Say if I am supporting 50 teams and every LOB is contacting me, I can also automate it, right? So I can create a documentation, self-serve documentation in Confluence. Whenever someone submits a request for similar type of question, I can automate it. I can send them the URL from Confluence and automatically close it. And if they need more information, they can just add a comment and which can reopen the ticket and assign to the agent. So all these options can be readily done. And obviously, auto assign issues to business product owner for review once completed. Keep your business up to date by automatically sending SL information to end user based on various criteria. Send automated follow-up emails to your customer if your tickets are waiting for their inputs, and auto close the tickets if there is no response for end days, right? And also automatically flag a ticket if due date is approaching flag. So all these automation, these are some of the basic automation ideas I wanted to share with you. You can give a thought and you can try to implement this in your project. Good thing is that we have a comprehensive, really great documentation available with sample rules, with a template, which you can refer on this URL. And I also welcome you all to join Atlassian community if you have not joined yet. So you can go to community.atlassian.com. You can set up your profile. You can register there, and you will get an option. You will get access to all the support resources. So there are a number of community leaders supporting the community, Atlassian community, just like me, Danny, Susan, and Maiken. So you can ask questions to community. You also have an option to do search, right? So if you have a question which is already being answered in the past, you can just type your question. You can search for your question, and yeah, you can get your answers, right? And yeah, so that's what I wanted to share. You are all more than welcome to join Atlassian community. And that's all from my side about the automation. Now let's quickly discuss about how it works, right? So what I'll do, I will go to my test Jira software projects, and I will quickly give you a demo and also how you can configure, right? So let's go to one of the projects. Yeah. So I want to do, so imagine I have a team and this is our project board. And we're working on some stories, and this is my project board, to do in progress, blocked, and waiting for approval. Now I'm facing some problems. So I want to mark my story to blocked, right? What I want to do is that as soon as I mark my story to blocked, I want it to be highlighted with color coding. And I also want to go one step further. I also want to create an automated risk and assign it to my Scrum Master or my lead, because I'm facing some issue, right? So let's say my story is in progress. I will move it to blocked. Okay. Yeah, so because I moved my story to blocked, you can see this is automatically highlighted and automation is taking care of highlighting it and it's being flagged. Now you can also see there is automatically a risk created. Now, if I have to open this story, you will see an automated risk already got created. If I go to, yeah, if I go to this risk, it can be automatically assigned to whoever I want. Okay. And if you go to history, it says your issue was created by automation for Jira, right? So yeah, so this way you can also manage your risk. Obviously, risk management is a very vast capability. But yeah, the basic risk you can manage. Now, if I go back to my board, I got help from all my leads. I got help from all my Scrum Master, and I want to make sure that I don't go to risk and get it updated manually. So my story is not a blocker anymore. I will move my blocked back to in progress. So I want my risk to automatically get resolved, right? I move my story back to in progress. And you will see the risk automatically got closed, right? Because, it's not flagged anymore. So this is one of the use cases, and this is very basic use case. I can also show you how you can code it. So when you go to projects setting, you will find an option of automation. When you click here, you can create a rule, right? So how you can create rule? You can just click on create. I will just show you the rule first. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to transition the issue to, so when the issue is transitioned to blocked, I wanted to mark this field as flagged, right? And additionally, I also wanted to create a risk. You can create it in the same project. You can create in any different project. And you can also choose the fields you want to update, right? It's up to you. And yeah, you can also update other options like linked issue and how it got triggered, things like that. And additionally, if I have to go to return to list. Yeah, so another thing is resetting flag and resolve. So when issue is transitioned from blocked back to in progress, done or waiting for approval, I want to remove this flag. So flag got cleared. And for all the linked issue, right, which means that I have a linked issue with risk, I want to transition it to done. So that's how you can create simple rules using the automation feature. So I was talking about trigger, condition, and new action. I can quickly show you how you can do that. So, okay. Yeah, so there are many options you can see, like you can create rule and you can like give your trigger, you can give your condition. And so this is how you can give your condition. We spoke about it. And once you give your condition, this is how you can give your action. And these all options are available. I wanted to give some more demo, I think, but we are behind the schedule. So yeah, thank you everyone for listening to me. Thanks for your patience and understanding. I'll pass it on to my friend, JP.
So everyone, as I said at the onset, JP, the world's greatest Jira admin. You're in for a real treat here.
Horrible. I didn't know you said that. This is great. This is awesome. Please, everybody, if you want to, as I set this up, there are refreshments in the back and stuff. If you want to, yeah, just thought. Sorry for those on Zoom. This is your, bathroom break moment. How you doing, man? You good? Good. Sorry. Was just no, I'm good. I've got a nice Mexican lager, straight from Mexico, but made in Toronto. So, yeah, bathroom break, or, if you have to kiss your loved ones or something on Zoom, please do that now. As I switch back to PowerPoint. It's a lot of people here today. It's very stressful. Not a great public speaker. I'll be honest. I don't do that very often. Thanks, man. How's everybody doing? We're good? We're good? Sorry? Yeah, those are my guys, So they're my guys. This is fine. This is fine. Well, that refreshments was like more of an intermission, not an invitation to not listen to the next things I had to say. I have put some thoughts into this presentation and some of the things in there. Sorry. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's true. I can do that now. Imagine them in their most vulnerable state. It's probably going to give me more anxiety than anything else, to be honest. Have you seen Omar? Yeah. Yeah, see, he's suggesting that if I'm stressed, I start imagining everybody in vulnerable clothing. Yeah, naked. And I just said that this is not going to help me imagining you both that way. This is not helping me at all. This is very complexing. I feel like I should leave. Bruce, making himself known. Okay, we're gonna start in 2 minutes, everybody. We're gonna start in 2 minutes because there are people on Zoom. It's down now. Bob's leaving for drinks. 2 minutes, everybody. I've made a terrible mistake. Isn't that fantastic? Jira, am I right? I mean, so this other guy, I was at a bar last week. No, I got nothing. We're good. All right. I was just trying to be nice to get everybody on my level. Yeah, I feel like everybody left when I started. This is great. I also love that a lot of people are from Adaptavist here, so y'all are going to enjoy that ScriptRunner talk a lot more, I think. So as people are coming in, I know we got people in Zoom, so we're going to start. If please, people would just calm down a little bit. I know everybody's excited to see each other post-COVID. This is amazing. We're seeing people in person. Crazy. But let's get this show on the road. All right. So I wanted to talk today a little bit about migrating scripts to the cloud. This is our #1 question that we get all the time, and I get why. It's on top of mind for people migrating right now. Migrations are a hot topic. Obviously, we need to figure out where we're going, yada, yada, yada. I get that. You saw in the first part kind of one option that you have, which is using what is available to you as you move to cloud, which is automation for Jira. It's also available to you if you're on data center. So if you're moving from server to data center, that's a good option. It's a low code option, which can be great and actually probably fulfills 60% of what you need to do, to be honest. Automation for Jira is a powerful tool. A ScriptRunner is on the other side of that metal, like coin or whatever. By the way, I speak French most of the time, so if I say weird sentences or expressions or things, that's probably because they're just not translating right. But yeah, ScriptRunner is your other side, which is heavy code. So if you have a lot of developers, people that like to do crazy things in Jira, this is the tool that they're going to prefer. And as time has come and passed, ScriptRunner has been around for a very long time. People have built a lot of things using it. And so when you're migrating to cloud, you may have legacy code from like 10-year-old code that has been sitting there. You've maybe touched once in between upgrades, but like it's just there, and it's part of the fabric of Jira for your company or organization. So migrating those scripts to cloud can be stressful, and we get that. So let's just go over why it's so stressful. So let's talk about the nature of the product. Jira on premise, and I see what I did there. This is like code, right? So it does not equal Jira Cloud. We need to start there. Jira on-prem is a different product than Jira Cloud. When Atlassian built Jira Cloud, they decided they were going to wipe the slate clean and build a brand new platform, which is great. Resulted in a great product. I do believe that. It also resulted in some headaches for people that are used to the old product, the on-premise product. And because of marketing, I always go back to the kind of like, okay, I'm a gamer at heart, so we're going to go through this. It's fine. Nintendo came out with the Wii. Any parent here probably knows about the Wii. Any gamer knows about the Wii. That came out like, I think 2006 or something. Big deal. Everybody freaked out over the Wii. They came out with a new product called the Wii U, and it was not the Wii, but it's called Wii U. And people were confused. Is it a Wii or is it a Wii U? Like, what is it different? It's the same thing. We're having the same issue with Jira Cloud, which is it the same thing as Jira? Because it's just the same name, software cloud, software, like what is it? It's not the same product. So all of this very long preamble to tell you, ScriptRunner for Jira is not the same ScriptRunner for Jira Cloud. It's just not. To tell you otherwise would be a lie. It's not built the same way. We don't have the same capabilities. We're trying very hard to match the same capabilities, but it's not easy to do. And that's because the platform's not the same. Which brings me to, yeah, cool, JP, but like you can migrate them, right? The scripts, you can migrate them. That's fine. That should be fine. Well, not really. We can't migrate them one-to-one. Code by itself, some people would say it's a piece of art. So other people would just say that it's, words on a blank canvas. That's fine. Code is by itself difficult to migrate or transform into something else. Talk to anyone that has, migrated databases between Postgres to MySQL, for instance, or any type of migration from one system to another. Whenever there are subjective things, commas, variables, things that can change between code. There are subjective things that are put into something. It's very difficult to automate. Look at the story behind Google Translate. It's barely getting there right now, and it's been around for about 10 years. Transforming stuff that people have built and trying to understand their logic and move it into something else is very difficult. And we had and when I say we, I talk about the Adaptavist, we had a very short timeline to build migration tools. So to be frank, it was not viable for us to just grab every script and transform them into cloud scripts. And I'll explain why and kind of how do you actually go about transforming a script. There are two things, two pillars to migrating scripts to cloud. And the most important one is the first one that I'm showing here. We have to transform code into business requirements. If you try to read the code and transform it into cloud code, it's not going to work. Why? Because of the second pillar. We're moving from the Jira API to the Jira REST API. It's an inherently different beast. The things that you're able to do with the REST API are not the same that you can do with the API itself that you used to have on data center or server. So by going there, if you just translate code to code, it's never going to work. It's not going to work. So we need to stop thinking with the mentality of just like, here's 50 lines of code. It should be 50 lines of code on cloud. It's not. Break down your scripts into business requirements. Why were those scripts created in the first place? What are they trying to achieve? You can already kind of see where I'm going with this and the reason why it's so difficult. You need to go back. I remember in the beginning, I said some people have like 10-year-old code on there. Most of the people that have built that code are not at that company anymore because, life. And so when you get to reading the thousands of scripts, some people have thousands of scripts on there, and that's fine. But it means that if you don't know what these scripts do, and I believe me, if you're an admin out there, you know this. You don't necessarily know what those scripts do. When you turn them off, someone yells. And so you go, all right, fine, I'll just bring it back up. Please stop sending tickets. Thank you. You don't know what they do. So when you're migrating scripts, the main thing, understand what they are. What business value do they bring to you? Transform them into requirements and build the code back up. Does it take time? Yes, we know it takes time, but the juice is worth the squeeze. Yes, see, got that one right. Yes, sports. So yeah. Now on the more, so this is how we transform scripts to cloud. In the beginning, I was hoping to let's do it. Two things happen in between me writing let's do it and now. First of all, I want to tell you about behaviors. A lot of people are asking about behaviors. Behaviors. We know it's been a blocker. Like literally Atlassian knows it's a blocker to people moving to cloud. People will not move until behaviors are there. We finally published a blog about it. Behaviors are coming in the coming months. They are on version 1 beta of it. What they're going to be is very simple though up front. And it's going to be on the create screen only. When you open the create screen, we can input things dynamically in the main fields. So we're talking about summary, description, priority, all of these fields that are system fields. You're going to be able to use behaviors on them now. Please be patient. We're rolling this out, and I'll explain very quickly why it's taking some time. It's basically that the way that we use behaviors on premise is we have access to the entire code base of Jira. We can go into Jira and dynamically change things because we have access to the Jira API. On cloud, we do not. Obviously, Atlassian wants to lock down the environment as much as they can, which makes a ton of sense. It's a SaaS environment. You know, if you're a bank, if you're a financial institution or anything, you don't want people to be able to just go in and willy-nilly transform your CSS, HTML, whatever. That's fine. We get that. So behaviors had to change in how they worked. So we're doing that right now. We're trying to come out with the first version of it in the coming months. Like I said, we're waiting for Atlassian to enable some of the API REST points for us to kind of start, but Atlassian's aware it's coming. The other thing that happened on to why I didn't want to do a demo is I know a lot of people have questions, and you can go and see how to write a script on cloud, and I can give you some information right now. That's fine. First thing, go to the library.adaptavist.com, which is a website, which I can show you. Obviously, because I have internet. It's so cool. So let me just, yeah. So hopefully the site's back up. No, I can leave page. That's fine. So if you go on library.adaptavist.com, you'll get a bunch of scripts that you can actually go in and look at. This is a database full of scripts that we build that we put on there. Some of them are customer also that will send us scripts, and we will look at them and say, well, this is actually brilliant. So let's put it on there. And in there, you'll find like really, really cool scripts that you can get started with, like identify a group of a user. And then you can go into these. And so for instance, if I search into custom fields, so if I go into custom fields, for instance, and I do update the value of a custom field, I have the server code, the cloud code, data center code. Oh, JP, server and data center are the same. Yes, I know. Cloud. So in there, you can start looking into translating your scripts. And I really call it translating, right? So the library will help you do that. The other thing that I recommend doing, which I now have to find a way to open this and go here. So this is my demo environment. As you can see now, I'm more shaky just because it's live. Things can happen. Things break all the time. I'm just expecting something not to work. But yeah, if you go into your scripts in there, so this is our brand new welcome page that we have in there. But if I go into my console, in the cloud, we've built a lot of examples that you can use. Go with these examples, like create subtasks is a big one, right? So a lot of people will use ScriptRunner to automatically, based on certain conditions, create a bunch of subtasks to a ticket because you want these three things to happen if this select field equals this. So we've built it for you. All you got to do is go in there, look at literally the comments, like specify the key of the parent issue here. This is a script console, so this just goes into one. I'm assuming people know about ScriptRunner. Again, I'm going to do a Q&A very quickly after this. Yeah, you can just go in, fill out the information, and scripts will run for you. And it's a great way to learn how ScriptRunner for Cloud works. So I have the tool open here, and I could write code, but with one hand, which for me this would take a very long time. Or we can do a Q&A session. I'm here. I'm willing to listen to questions. We got a bunch of smart people in the room, maybe even smarter than I am, that can also help. But I'd love to give some time to the community on Zoom. I see you and everybody here to ask questions about ScriptRunner, ScriptRunner for Cloud, the migration, things that they've seen, things that they're worried about. And yeah, so please, I'm going to open up the floor. I can write code. If the question is, JP, please shut up and write code, I will. But yeah, I feel like that would be more beneficial to the community if we just do an open floor Q&A. So do we have any questions? Danny, do we see anything on Zoom, or I'm not seeing anything on Zoom?
We do have one question.
Yeah.
I think this is for Saurabh. Question is how to add the linked tickets key information onto another Jira ticket. For example, T1 and T2 are linked under PT3. In such a case, how do you capture these?
I think this is a very specific requirement. I might not have a ready answer for this. I can check and get back. But what I think, what can help you, you can try a combination of smart value and a copy from. So for example, when you are writing a script or when you are doing that configuration, if you use smart value, something like issue.linkedissue.key, it might give you some result, which you can copy to your desired ticket based on the condition you have, right? Yeah. So this is just an idea, but I don't have a ready solution that, oh, this is the solution you can implement, but just for thought.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah,
And if you're not happy with that, please email Saurabh directly and he will gladly help you out.
yeah, thanks.
Or join the community. I'm sure you will get an answer.
Okay.
Ricochet. Yeah. Any questions? Anything? Yeah. You want to? Sorry. No, not in these pieces of code. So you'll find that when you're on cloud, you do not get access to logs the same way. We can't add necessarily lines of codes directly into the logs. Instead, if you want to do anything in there, you're going to have to go into logs, and there you can add some stuff in there. But you can't really do it directly through code and then see the logs themselves. But we have built that here. Yeah, absolutely. So if we're talking about server code, server DC, yeah, absolutely, you can add things to the code. So if you want to like send an error message, you're going to have to build an error into the logs and then call that from your scripts inside of the cloud in order to log. Yep. Yeah, you could do that. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, what I would do is I would add IDs, because IDs you can easily find regardless of line number. So, error code 7567, I don't know. But like that way you can just, control F 7567, use your line of code. Doesn't matter which place you're looking at. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen also data center or server, like the new updates that we have for the coding environment, but okay. Because we've updated it with the same backend of with IntelliSense and all that, so it now auto completes properly and does a lot of really cool things. If you haven't seen the new updates for data center or server, upgrade your instance right away, because it's a game changer, and it's coming to cloud as soon as we can make it happen. Any question around? It could be server, data center based. That's fine. It could be about, my name. I don't know. Yes, hi, Lynn. Yep. 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 The LTS. So as soon as there's going to be an LTS, oh, you mean the plugin itself? So the plugin itself will never be LTS. Same for advanced roadmaps when we're talking about the plugin itself is never going to be LTS. So just the version of Jira is going to be LTS, but not the plugins themselves. I've asked the question at Atlassian. Advanced roadmaps is never going to get an LTS version. Same for automation. It's just LTS is really for the main core products, not for the plugins. Yep. So what they're saying is 9.3 might be the next LTS version. I don't know when the next LTS is going to be. Sorry? 9.4 is the LTS. Yeah, I was so close. I mean, really close. I think I should, I get a sip of beer for that. But it's so LTS. So the LTS is going to be on Jira. And what I've been told by Atlassian is by extension, you just assume that automation is now LTS. Like their answer is plugins are not going to have LTS versions. I wish there was a big smile on your face. I get it. But yeah, that's how it's going to work for the plugins, because since they're treated as plugins for them, they're not part of core. And since it's only data center and server, right, on cloud, doesn't matter. It's all LTS if you want. It's not, because it changes every week. But that's the idea behind it. So they're never going to have LTS versions. Any other questions? Sorry? Oh, Jean-Philippe. So there you go. Thank you. It's a very personal question. I like it. Feel free to throw them my way. Where do I live? Phone numbers, social security number. I'm fine with that. Oh, see, thank you. Very true, though. I'm quite jolly and quite jolie as well. Jolie in French. Question. Oh, sorry. Any question for Saurabh? Yeah, certainement. OK. Donc, pas compliqué. C'est pas compliqué. Yeah, we got Google Translate. We can make it happen. Yeah. I'm down. Anybody wants to do a French presentation, we'll have a after hours in the meeting room. We'll do a French prezzo for anybody that wants to do that. It'll be great. It's super sketchy. Yes. I heard that. I heard myself saying it. I was like, this is not a good idea. All right. Danny, Susan.
Yeah, I guess we'll go to the quiz now. So for those of you in person and on Zoom, you're all welcome to participate. If you go to slido.com and the code is TOACE. And JP will bring that up on the screen now. I believe in him. He's not the world's greatest.
I'm not the greatest.
There is prizes right beside JP. He's going to hold it up. Donated by Adaptavist. So
it's a real one.
If you are here in person, you'll walk away with it. If you're on Zoom, we will send it to you. Saurabh will deliver it personally.
Straight from Jujol.
Please enter your name so we know who you are, and we'll start in a second. And while we're waiting, there is one more question here. JP, Saurabh, there is one more question on Zoom.
Oh, yeah, shoot.
Is there a way to see all the scripts for any given feature in ScriptRunner in Data Center and search them for specific content changes that need to be made?
That'd be a cool feature, wouldn't it? No, there's a way to see all the scripts that are on your instance, but you cannot search within them on that page. This is just going to give you a list of all the scripts and where they're at. You can do that. We're also, so there's a ton of answers to seeing all the scripts that you have. If you don't know about Microscope, there's a ton of information online. You can also send us an email. Microscope will basically help you figure out all the scripts and where they're at and how they work. But going through the scripts would require a lot of processing power, to be honest, if you wanted to search through everything outside of a code editor. So there you go. Okay. Yeah. So I see people are joining the quiz.
We see people are in. All right. There's going to be a 30-second timer. So it's correct answer and how quickly you answer. So
Omar is not on there. I'm going to start calling out people who aren't on there. I don't see Veronica anywhere on there.
Oh.
Who is Pariah? Okay. You're just not sure. You might switch. You almost say.
All right, so if everyone's ready, we'll kick it off, and good luck. So the first question, which user access is required in the Jira project to create an automation rule? All right, there's our answers. And you folks were paying attention. It's project admin access. Next question. Name the programming language knowledge required as a prerequisite to create Jira project automation rules. All right, none of the above. Next question. Which of the following is not a component while creating Jira project admin rules? Which of the following actions can be automated using Jira project automation? How can a Jira project automation rule be triggered? For the person who guessed manually, you still have time to change your answer. ScriptRunner for Jira Cloud unlocks the most important part of migrating a script is question 8. What functionality is exclusive to ScriptRunner for Jira Cloud? What is the bundled app with ScriptRunner for Jira Cloud? should you ever put on a pizza? Ever. Everybody's a winner on it. And we have our leaderboard. Roberts is our winner with a 10 out of 10 in a minute and 53 seconds.
Were there more questions? Yeah, we did a little bit of Q&A. Yeah.
There is not.
No more questions. Susan?
Hi, everyone. Sorry, I've been running around like crazy, picking people up and getting pizza and booze. And just want to say a big thank you to Saurabh and JP for doing such great talks. And big thank you, Saurabh's a brand new leader with us, so it's really exciting to have him on board. Maiken's doing an amazing job virtually. So we say thank you, Maiken. She's virtual right now. Right? And thank you. Big thanks to Adaptavist for sharing their wonderful, wonderful office space. Like, this is just amazing. We're hoping that we're going to have our next, we have another event coming up, which I think we already talked about, that's virtual next month, the Canadian Apps Giving. But we're really hoping to have another social. It's been 3 years, but we're going to try to have a Toronto Atlassian community social for the holiday season. So stay tuned. Anyway, and big thank you to Elton and Danny for doing these amazing. We can do it without their total AV setup, which I was just terrified about doing our first hybrid event, but of course they made it work. So this is our first hybrid. So we're just thrilled. Anyway, I think that's it. Thank you, everyone who's virtual. Unfortunately, I can't invite you to have pizza and refreshments out on the patio.
No pineapple.
With no pineapple. I did not order any pizza with pineapple on it. There you go. So everyone, if you're staying around here for some refreshments, make yourself out to the beautiful patio. And if you have any other questions, Saurabh and JP are still here to heckle. Thank you, everyone.